Hi everyone, it is Angela Rudolph and you are on my blog, Connective Marketing. So today I am really excited because I am going to be attending Digital Summit. It's a digital marketing conference that is held throughout the country here in the US, but the location that I'm going to go to is Portland, and that is tomorrow. I'm really excited for the conference, and it got me thinking about different tips and techniques to help you get the most out of conference attendance. So today I am sharing 6 tips for you on how to make the most out of attending a marketing conference. Let's get started. And now I have my little helper, Misty, here with me. So the first tip that we are going to share with you is to connect to the conference on social. There are a lot of different conferences that have either a Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, some kind of presence on social media. And the first thing that you want to do when you are attending a conference is to connect with it on social media. So whichever is your preferred platform, or across multiple platforms, ideally, that will let you connect to the people who are doing the marketing for the conference. And they also usually link to the speakers, which is really what you want to do. Is you want to check out the speakers and you want to try to connect with them via social media as well. Tip number 2, this kind of ties in with tip number 1. You want to do your research. So lots of conferences have multiple tracks going at once, and you then have to pick and choose what you want to attend. So my recommendation is that don't just fly by the seat of your pants. Don't just get to the conference and then decide what you're going to attend, kind of spur the moment. Do your research. Look further than just the title of the speakers that you're gonna potentially go see. Really take a few minutes, check out their social media, check out their organizations. You can really learn a lot about the speakers just by doing a quick Google search of their name. You can find their social media accounts, you can choose who you want to connect with, who you want to start following, or add to different Twitter lists. But you can really learn about who that person is and what they stand for. So my recommendation is to kind of look a little bit further than just reading the title of the speakers, and figure out who you really want to see, what your can't misses are. What I like to do is go through and, when possible, print the agenda, and then I'll highlight the different talks that I want to go to, and I'll also pick second choices. So if for whatever reason at the last minute I am still kind of torn, I know what my top 2 are, and I can kind of make an informed decision from there. But yeah, tip 2, do your research. Tip number 3 is to bring your business cards, but while you're networking and connecting with people, try to do it on social first. So figure out if, maybe ask them if they prefer Twitter or if they like LinkedIn, one of the social networking tools, and try to connect with them right there from your smartphone. Everybody has their phones on them all the time. It's really how you connect with people. Sometimes you can even get phone numbers or just put in email addresses right away, but try to go the social route rather than just the business card, because a lot of people lose those. They forget about them. So if you really want to make an instant connection, try to just connect on social media first. Now, I'm not saying that business cards are a bad idea. You should definitely have them with you. It still looks very professional, and depending on who you're working with and talking to and what type of conference you're going to, definitely bring your business cards as well. Tip number 4, you want to dress to impress. I know that you're going to a conference. It's kind of fun to get out of the office. You might, be like, oh, I can get away from the strict dress code. That's true, but you also need to realize how important it is, the connections that you're going to be making. And whether we like it or not, people judge other people based on appearance. So whatever you want to project and say to others, go with that. I'm not telling you that you need to wear a suit and a tie, but I am saying that you do need to give it some thought. Think about how you want to look. Make sure that you are giving the impression that you want to give. So my recommendation is to dress up a little bit. Tip number 5, in order to get the most out of the conference, I do recommend note-taking. Now, people are different types of learners, but I know myself, and if I don't write something down, I usually forget it. So I'll be there with a notepad, with my computer, doing anything I can to actively listen take notes, stay engaged with the presentation. It also helps because then after I go to the conference, I can look back on the notes, think about what I learned. But yeah, I would definitely recommend being engaged. Ask questions if you have them. Learn about the speakers. Maybe after, if you really enjoyed their presentation, take a few minutes and go and introduce yourself. It never hurts to make a new connection through a conference, and you can definitely connect with some very insightful and inspirational people. So stay engaged. Don't do the temptation to just kind of zone out. You can get a lot out of it. Tip number 6. This is my final tip, and it is my pro tip. If you really want to impress those that you work with and do a good job, then I recommend doing a few actions to follow up after the conference. So just because you go home doesn't mean that you just put everything to bed. I really recommend, again, connecting with everybody, the speakers, people that you met, connect with them on social. Do a follow-up with them individually. Kind of after you meet somebody, make a note of what impressed you about them, send them an email, explain why you wanted to connect, keep that relationship alive because that's going to make a stronger bond for you. And you definitely want to grow your network. You want to be able to find inspiration through those that you're meeting through the conference. So definitely follow up with them individually with emails or, direct messages through Twitter or LinkedIn. And also I really recommend writing a quick summary of the key points and the actionable items that you can then apply to your work. Send that to your boss, send it to your supervisor. They're going to be impressed with the fact that whether they paid for you or not to go to this conference, they're going to be impressed with your job performance. It also helps you to stay motivated and to remember why you went to it. I think that there's a lot of ideas that flow during conferences. So even if it wasn't an exact tip that you got from a speaker, list the ideas that you had while you were there and the things that made you excited. It doesn't have to be exactly what you learned. It can be, a random thought that you had during the conference that came up. But definitely I would send some insight to your boss, or even if you're doing like an internal newsletter, I usually do those in my position. Share a couple of those items too. If you have access to, you went to something that was recorded, you were really inspired by one of the presentations, then find the link to that and send that out. Just do something to keep that action alive, to keep the connection alive. Follow up after the conference. I hope that you guys enjoyed these tips. If you follow through on these, then I guarantee you're gonna have a more connected experience and you'll get more out of the conference than if you just kind of show up, tune in and out, and don't stay engaged throughout the whole thing. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I will be following up with you guys after Digital Summit or maybe during to share some of the things that I learned and my experience with the Digital Summit. Have a great day. Thanks.